There's a brand new sheriff in town, and it's going to make a difference. We will see just how much and how quickly that all takes place. Joining me now to discuss is a columnist for the Daily Signal, and he also hosts a radio gig in Indianapolis on WIBC there. Tony Kinnett, thanks for joining us. Kevin McCullough, good to have you with us.
Kevin, good to be with you.
Um, I don't think you and I much disagree with anything that former Secretary Pompeo said there. I was taken a little bit aback today. Early in my day, I went to the gym and I took a yoga class, and one of my buddies that's in the front row where we practice is a very devout Israeli citizen. I think he's got dual citizenship, and he loves Israel, and he's really concerned. He's not very impressed with this ceasefire. What's your take about the strength and kind of heft of what Netanyahu and Hezbollah came to agreement on?
I certainly understand the sentiment of being concerned about a ceasefire in any way, shape, or form, allowing individuals on the in the Hezbollah terror proxy network of Iran to move freely about the country, to continue to threaten the Lebanese leadership, and do the other kinds of atrocities that Shia proxy terror networks are known to do. However, the Biden administration has starved Israel of resources to defend both itself and the region. And also understanding that the ceasefire, which takes place for 60 days, Biden's only in office for, I think, 54, 55 days. That's a very calculated response. So I think that maybe what is not being explained overtly here stateside is the reason that Netanyahu appears to be agreeing to this ceasefire. Again, I'm not entirely sure what the stockpiles in the Israeli armament condition are. And I'm also not entirely appraised of how the IDF is on morale, on the rest and recovery of their troops. So the ceasefire might give Israel a little time to rest up a bit before perhaps a final push, which obviously, as you said initially, is something that most people agree on.
Well, it's one of those things where, because of the 60-day window, as you pointed out, I think that clearly puts this ball into the Trump court. And what will come about out of the 60 days is a completely different realignment of foreign policy, specifically as it relates to Iran, and specifically as it relates to Iran's ability to fund these bad guys doing this stuff. Do you think, and I just want to ask kind of a speculative thing, but Trump's cabinet is basically already at work. They are already having meetings, talking, doing what they need to do, getting ready for day one on the job. I wish every administration was actually
what a concept, getting to work,
not sit around and goof off for 60 days. But do you think that there are already concrete plans on how that relationship adjusts? That's going to be as simple as the executive in our nation saying it's all different now.
I think that, first of all, that's a very good question, because having a plan and then plans B through M on your alphabet list of contingencies is a good thing to have prepared so that you're not actually doing things on the fly. Secretary Lloyd Austin always appeared flat-footed, caught completely off guard. The man had the deer in the headlights look down pat.
He was.
And it's embarrassing. Exactly. And it's just embarrassing. You consider Jake Sullivan bragging about how stable the Middle East was like days before October 7th. I have kind of a speculation of my own that I've talked to a few, both historians and military analysts about, as well as a friend of mine from West Point days who's currently over there doing kind of analysis contract work. I don't see the current Iranian regime as, and by which I mean the Shia totalitarian dictatorship of Iran. I don't see it lasting another 4 years. There is an incredible amount of unrest inside that country. And if we have a CIA and a national security apparatus that is focused outward instead of inward for once, I think that what we can see is a Sunni-Israeli alliance that is exceptionally successful. The Abrahamic Accords, once again, set fully on the steam train towards success. And the Iranian brutalization of their own people and those in the Middle East abroad, Sunnis, Jews, Christians, those who are of kind of the smaller sects, like the Sikhs, for example, we're going to see that terrible, brutal regime fall finally.
Well, let's be very candid. They're already in decline, and they've had all of the Obama Biden billions coming their way that they could possibly put on crates and ship over there. That is going to dry up on the moment that Donald Trump takes his hand off the Bible. It's you're gonna have a complete realignment, and if they don't have the ability now to convince their people that that the mullahs should remain in control. Imagine just 6 months into a Trump administration where they have no resources and they've had no ability to actually provide for the actual needs. Listen to Tony in Indianapolis. They're on WIBC, and read him in the Daily Signal. And Tony, thanks for being with us, and we appreciate your thoughts.
Kevin, it's a genuine pleasure. Thanks for having me.